wanna know what's really going on, search for the answers and question it all. Turn your televisions off, cause you're being brainwashed. Brainwashed. If you wanna know what's really going on, search for the answers and question it all. Turn your televisions off, cause you're being brainwashed.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? Thank you for coming back to another broadcast over here at the Ellis Network. Man, 2018, we made it. We have made it. You know, we kind of got to look back at everything that happened to lead us to this point. Most of you guys know everything that's going on. You know, I just want to... I woke up this morning, New Year, and I did my daily routine. And for the ones of you guys that don't know my daily routine, which is usually I post a video in the mornings, and that's what I'm doing now. But this is how I wake up. Alright, I wake up in the morning, I light my cigarette, I go to the bathroom, I do my thing. And while I'm there, that's where I'm reading my news. Don't tell me you guys don't do that as well. You know, using social media or your phones while you're in the bathroom. I mean, come on now. But anyways, that's where I start reading some of my news in the morning. Yesterday's video I brought out how Iran has been doing protests. And last night before I went to bed, I had a notification from Twitter where President Trump made a tweet talking about Iran. I didn't click on it because I was afraid of it going away and I wasn't going to do anything that late at night. So I just left it there so it would be there this morning. And sure enough, when I woke up this morning, I clicked on it and I read it. And he was talking about how the American people are keeping an eye on Iran to make sure that civil rights are being protected. You know, within the protests. There's been 10 people that have died in these protests over there in Iran. And for the ones of you guys that are just now tuning in, what's going on in Iran is, you know, you have a government in Iran with nuclear power that is supporting terrorism. Nations that are known to harbor terrorists. So you have the whole Christian Muslim nation over there in the streets protesting against its own government. They don't want to support terrorism anymore. They don't want to, you know, be in the spotlight and be capable of war. If you guys notice that there's been a lot back and forth between President Trump and Iran itself over the nuclear deal. And then Iran itself has been very supportive of the Palestinians and Hezbollah and Hamas over there in the Egypt-Gaza Strip. They've been firing rockets off into Israel. And no doubt President Trump's promised that America stands with Israel. And I agree 100% with that. I'm not a Christian. I'm not someone that's going to follow the word of God. You know, I'm more of a spiritual type of person. You know, I believe in love. I believe in, you know, you do to others as you want to be done. Now, with that being said, I don't want to sit there and say that Christianity is not real. You know, Islam's not real. You know, Jewish isn't real. We're all allowed to believe what we want to believe. Okay, guys, and I want you guys to understand that, you know, based on my life experiences and things I went through and things I questioned myself. If you guys watched my video yesterday about the New Year's, you know, I went a little bit deeper into who I was for you guys. And that was the whole story of mine that delivered me to the point to where I'm at now. I'm not saying that Christianity is not real, or Jewish, or Islam, you know, Muhammad, or Yeshua, or even Jesus. I just haven't had the experience or to believe it. Again, that doesn't make me a bad person. I support everyone that has their own beliefs, their own opinions. You know, you're allowed for that, and maybe they say God works in mysterious ways, and, you know, my mom always said that if you believe in Jesus, you know, he'll talk to you in your heart, and just right now I haven't felt nothing. So, you know, and the type of person I am, I question everything, guys. Maybe it's my OCD, my depression, I don't know, but I question everything. And so everything that I question hasn't delivered me to that point. But I do believe that there is a community out there, and I support them 100% in their beliefs, whether or not, that's the thing, guys. We're in a point in society where no one knows how to respect anyone else's opinions. You like the color green, I like the color blue. Hey, you know what? Let's fight over it because you don't agree with me. Well, I don't agree with that. I think that's just ignorant. You got whites, you got blacks fighting over, stupid shit. And I understand that, a lot of these people do believe that what they're fighting for is justified, even though that they want to take down, statues from the Civil War era. And they always want to focus on the negative. Me, personally, where I stand in my shoes, in my house, I always look for the silver lining in bad situations. In every situation that you have around the world, there's always a silver lining that shows the good. And again, you want to focus on the bad history of whites keeping blacks as slaves, blah, 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 beating, raping. But also at the same time, you had the Civil War, which a lot of people will say the Civil War was all about slavery, and it was not. It was a major part of the Civil War, but read the Articles of Secession for that time, and you'll learn that the Civil War wasn't all about slavery, like most people seem to think. There's so much mistruth being taught even in schools nowadays. But the silver lining, like what I'm talking about, if we had to have that part of history, slavery, and I don't agree at all with it, guys. I mean, I'm a white man. I'm 32 years old. I don't agree with slavery. I don't think that another human being has ownership over another life, unless it's your child. But even your child should have their freedoms. I mean, that's common sense. But like I said, the silver lining is, like, if we did not have that Civil War and fight for freedoms, you wouldn't have the civil rights movement. Martin Luther King wouldn't have been vocal. Malcolm X, Rosa Parks. You wouldn't have that proud Black History Month as you guys do now. If it wasn't for that bad part of history. So, I mean, we could focus on the negative, or you could focus on the positive. If you want to focus on the negative, you keep your negative Nancy ass off to the side. Don't be treading all over happy people that's going on about their business. And definitely don't be getting on social media, creating fake Facebook profiles, and attacking people on the way that they think because you don't agree with them. That just shows how ignorant you are. But anyways, guys, like I said, I woke up this morning, I read Twitter, and I'm just so astounded at what I'm reading here. And everyone's attacking President Trump. Which is normal. I get that. Guys, listen. Everyone wants to attack him because, he uses Twitter. He tweets a lot. Okay, well, I agree with what President Trump says about it. Mainstream media has lied time and time again. CNN is one of his worst enemies, and we know this. I can count numbers times of where CNN has said something about President Trump that was totally spun the wrong way. Again, people want to debate with me, guys. I run my own channel here on YouTube. I look for the facts. I can show you the proof. All right, that's what we do here. We try to find the truth between the thick, small smoke and the fake bullshit. All right, so when you guys come to my channel, just know what we're talking about is honest, it's truthful. There's facts. And I'm not saying that it's 100% true, but I always try to tell you guys this is what's being said. And honestly, guys, I woke up this morning, I don't even know why I'm making this video. I just felt like, 2018, maybe we should do something a little different here, and maybe this is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to upload a talk video, I shall say. I'm not showing any information or anything like that. But then there's also people on this Twitter post from President Trump that's talking about when we find evidence of you being a Russian spy, you will be sitting in prison. And I'm sitting here thinking about that. How after a year, probably longer, that they've been trying to tie President Trump to Russia. Like, there are still people out there that's hanging onto that story. Like, there's really something there. They feel it in their bones, but they cannot find it. You got some of the world's best investigators looking into it, and they cannot find nothing for a whole year, saying that President Trump was a part of Russia's spy program and came over here and infiltrated. You know, the whole Russia phobe that's going on. You know, guys, look back in history where Russia started with the Democrats. The Democrats and the leaders of yesterday was the one that started the whole Russia phobe propaganda. And why is that? You guys remember, you know, hell, just this time last year, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, Russia was nowhere in our mainstream media unless it was talking about trades or something like that. It's only when Obama and Russia went over into Syria and started doing airstrikes against terrorism is where the whole Russia and America bickering back and forth came out. When Russia blamed America and Obama's administration for blowing up hospitals and killing innocent women and children and men. Blowing up over there in Aleppo. I'm sorry, guys. I know you guys can tell my voice is not top notch. But that's where all the propaganda came from. Russia, Russia, Russia. When Russia started pointing fingers at America saying you guys are doing wrong, Obama's administration, and no doubt you know Obama and Hillary Clinton, they're all tied together. You know that. That's where the whole Russia phobe came. That's where they really took a liking to dissing Russia. When Russia pointed out that America was over there blowing up hospitals, and there was proof of that, where America is over there doing, under the Obama administration, was doing unsanctioned airstrikes with no credible evidence or information except lies. And we've seen it before, guys. I mean, we was drug into the Iraqi war over lies. 9/11 happened. Some of you guys think it's a conspiracy theory. Other of you guys actually think. Me personally, I think it was a conspiracy theory. I think it was, you know, our own country that did that. And that's the sad fucking thing. That's the sad thing. But also, you know, kind of look at it this way, guys. The CIA put out to President George Bush Jr. that Iraq and Saddam Hussein had weapons of mass destruction. We go over there, we cause a war. CIA comes out and says they had misinformation. They didn't find any weapons of mass destruction over there. No. But picture this for a minute, guys. How did we get into this war of terrorism? Look at the American patriotism that came out of 9/11 after we seen it. You guys remember watching the TV, the live streams of the towers falling, the American people crying, helping each other. You remember watching people walk across the Brooklyn Bridge, and you see that man standing. I mean, you seen the American patriotism. Well, picture if the tables were turned. You have another country coming over to your country, blowing buildings up for no reason, killing innocent civilians, women, children, elderly. That would piss off their own people. So when we're sitting there talking about radicalization, you know, and terrorist homemade, and how ISIS was made by Obama, you know, you kind of got to look back further. I don't think it was really that. I think it really all started with Iraq. You know, we went over there and we pretty much destroyed Iraq. You know, they're a peaceful way of living. Over some false information. We blew up buildings. We killed women. We killed children. Now, Americans, here in America, Americans, I'm talking to you guys, and it doesn't matter if you're white, you're black, you're Muslim American, you're Spanish, I don't care. The American people, if that was Iraq that came over to America on false pretense and started blowing up our country, killing our women, killing our children, you'd be pretty pissed off too. You'd want to go strike back with a vengeance. You'd want to start some propaganda. You'd want to start a revolution. And ISIS is born. But no doubt with the help of the American president at the time, Obama. It's really a fucked up world we live in, guys. It's not glitter and rainbows like we all thought it would be. So anyways, guys, I'm going to hop off here. almost at 15 minutes. 2018. Man, I hope this year's good for you guys. I hope the world can once find common ground again. The way that we're headed, I don't know what to expect. You know, I try to keep my kids know I run a YouTube channel, and I got to keep my kids off my own channel. They want to support it, they're interested in what I do, but you know, I want to protect them from this crap. You know, they're children. They should be living lives happy, smiles on their faces, not worried about what's going on in the world, not worried about if North Korea is going to drop a bomb on us tomorrow, or the New World Order is going to come and rush in a one world government, and FEMA is going to lock everybody up that's not desirable. You know, and again, these are all conspiracy theories, but it's a very good possibility of happening. Alright guys, I appreciate you guys listening for the whole 15 minutes. Again, 2018, I wanted to come out, my very first video of 2018, just as a talk. I'll keep an eye out on a few things, and I'll be seeing you guys later. Alright, bye guys.